Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well, and we've got lots to discuss. And of course, the title of the show is the new manager. Man United are reportedly going after the big guns, the big ones, the names that we've all been linking with the job at United, with all the names that we actually want to see at United. The big ones, we're thinking about Enrique, we're thinking about Ancelotti, and a few more. But, and what is it? Who else? Enrique, Ancelotti, and who else would be in there? Would be Tuchel, right? The three guys, the three people that everyone wants to see at United. Let me know in the comments below which one you would prefer. I know which one I would like to see at United, but is there a real chance? Is there a chance of getting these guys at United? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we're just being lied to. We're being lied to. Like always, INEOS love pulling our leg. They love winding up our Man United fans, and this is no different. This is no different. We're going to talk it up. We're going to be talking about it all season long. Whilst Carrick's the interim manager, we're going to be talking about, oh, yeah, we're going to go for this manager, that manager. What, Tuchel? Oh, he's agreed, and he's this and that. Enrique, he's jumping ship. He's going to come to United because he's sick of having that great team in PSG to manage all them top players. He's had enough. Why would he want to stay there? He wants to jump out of his luxury lifestyle of a coach, a winning coach, a coach who's just literally won the Champions League last season, and he's going to jump ship and he wants to come to United because he wants a challenge. I mean, like, seriously? Seriously, do you really think he'll leave PSG, a club where he's absolutely cooking? The players love him. The owners love him. He's got a brilliant ownership structure there. He's got funds to go out and burn. He can sign whoever he wants to. He can bring whichever player in the world, really, if he wants to, right? I mean, I guess he's got a blank checkbook. He could go over to the owners and say, I want to sign so-and-so. And they will agree with him. There's no way they'll turn around and say, nah, Enrique, sit back down, please. We're not going to get you to sign any other player. Thank you very much. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. But he'd rather jump ship and come to INEOS, because INEOS are brilliant, aren't they? INEOS are so good, and they'll give him a blank checkbook. Of course they bloody won't, right? Enrique will not leave PSG and want to come over to Man United. So get this out of your heads, Man United fans. Seriously. I don't want you to get your hopes up and have your sights set on Enrique. I don't want you to be let down again. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking it to you already. I'm giving this news to you before you go down that garden path, before you start thinking that, oh, we're going to get Enrique, we're going to get this manager and that manager, and we're going to be successful. With this ownership, we've got zero chance, like literally zero chance of being successful. Because to be successful, you need to clear your debts. You need to be on a level playing field with the rest of the clubs around Europe. And we're not on that. We're not even in the same, we're not even in the same city. Never mind in the same pitch, we're not on a level playing field with them. We're not. We're just so far beyond that right now. We've got so much other problems to worry about. Look at City. We're going to play them on Saturday. They've just signed Semenyo. They're going to make some more signings. And, you know, we were gaslit about signing Semenyo. There was no 65 mil offer. There was no reaching out to Semenyo and some kind of terms being agreed and we offered him some kind of contract. Bullshit. There was nothing. Stop believing these lies. All lies we get told just so we get off the owners' backs. That's what it is. They just want us off the owners' backs. They want us to actually just be happy with the status quo. Whatever we're getting right now, they want us to be happy. They're like, right, you should be happy. You should be happy that we're still doing this for you guys. We're still paying the players. Be happy that we're doing that. And we've got an interim manager in. That's what they want. That's what they're happy with. And the other names that Man United are looking at. So let's rewind a little bit. I kind of jumped straight into today's show. I didn't actually do the formalities of welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great time. Hope you've had a decent week. It's been a quiet week compared to last week. I've got to admit, Ruben Amorim last week, this time we were all over the place trying to work out what's going on. I think was it the Burnley game? I think we were getting ready for the Burnley game, actually. It was just all over the place. I mean, last week was crazy. This week, things have calmed down a little bit. Of course, we've had Carrick announced, and he's come into his first training session with the players, and we've got pictures of that. We will show you them in a short while. We'll, of course, talk about some other news coming out of Man United. We brought the news yesterday about Bruno Fernandes, and it seems like it's hit the mainstream headlines today, and everyone's talking about Bruno Fernandes leaving. We brought the news yesterday. We talked about Bruno Fernandes leaving. We had a whole 2-hour mammoth marathon of a show talking about Bruno Fernandes, talking about Carrick, and talking about his tactics and everything else. If you missed that, go and check that out. It was a brilliant show. So, yeah, those are the formalities. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe if you want to. You don't have to hit the subscribe, but if you want to see more content like this, I suggest you do, because otherwise you'll forget what the name of this channel is, Man United Stream, and then you'll say, oh, who was that brilliant host? Who was that guy who was on that show? And we came across him, and it was brilliant, that show. It was so entertaining, so good. And then suddenly you forgot the name. So make sure you hit that subscribe. I do that. I come across so much crazy channels, and I want to watch, and then suddenly I forget what channel it was, what's the name and everything. Anyway, let's get back to Man United and their search for a permanent manager. Yes, you might be surprised, but we are actually looking for a permanent manager. Yes, we are looking for a permanent manager. United are not just simply gonna stick with Enrique. Well, Enrique. That's a pipe dream, right? I mean, United are not going to stick, hopefully, with Carrick. That's what we're being told. Carrick will leave at end of the season, and we will have somebody else come in, someone who's got a reputation, someone who's actually managed top clubs before, someone who can take the pressure of managing United, and we go again. So what are they telling us we should write off this season? Is that what they're saying? They've told the players, we've heard, that they want Champions League football. That's what we've been told. They've been told that, oh, look, you guys are expected to qualify for the Champions League football, and that's the target. And that's what they've said to Carrick as well behind the scenes. That's what we've been told. Carrick must qualify for Champions League football. But by the way, we're not going to actually fund you. We're not going to go and bring any transfers in. We're not going to bring any new players in for you. You've got to cook with the players that you've got, the players that Ruben Amorim was failing with. But you have to go in there and do something different. Have they heard of the saying flogging a dead horse? I mean, I think that's what we're doing right now. We're asking Carrick to come in and reignite these players. Half of them have already got their sights set on leaving. Yesterday, we disclosed how Bruno Fernandes was going to follow Ruben Amorim out of the door, how he wants out. And he's probably not the only one. There's quite a few. Some of us actually might be happy to learn that there'll be a few others wanting to jump ship. I won't expect the ones who are on huge contracts to want to jump ship. I think they'll want a further extension. Casemiro, I think if he's offered anything, he'll take it. I think same with Maguire, same with Luke Shaw. But yes, I don't think these guys have got the self-respect or dignity to walk out of United and say, right, okay, I think we've rinsed United enough, so it's time to leave. I don't think they're going to be doing anything like that. So, Harry Maguire or Luke Shaw or even Casemiro, they're not going to walk out of United. If they're still in contract, they're going to rinse it. They're going to rinse it because they know they're not going to get paid the amount of money that they're on right now at any other club. In fact, even Casemiro, let's be honest, he would. If he got an extension, he'd take it because even the Saudi League probably not offer him the money that we've got him on right now. What is it? 300,000 plus a week. The guy's on. He's literally, he's in retirement, but we're giving him that much kind of. We're just silly, absolutely crazy. But I heard some rumours today about how United have got 65 million spare because they didn't get Semenyo and they should use that money and go elsewhere. But Uh, do not believe what you're told. That's all I'm saying. Do not believe that United were going to actually go and sign Semenyo. Do not believe that. Seriously. Do not take that seriously, because there's so many people who actually take INEOS for what they say. And in fact, I saw a really, really good segment on Sky Sports now. Yes, Sky Sports. Yes, Sky Sports. I said Sky Sports. I saw a really good segment there by one of their journalists. I can't pronounce his name properly. Carvajal or something. I'll read it in a minute anyway. And he went after INEOS, and it was brilliant. I'm going to play that for you because it was that good. But yeah, look, until we don't get rid of INEOS and the Glazers, we can't really move forward. We're stuck. We're stuck. We are stuck in Groundhog Day. Every season we go through the same thing again and again. We have high hopes. We go in the summer. We think we're going to sign someone good and this and that, and we're going to build a squad. We don't really. We kind of do half measures. We use plasters to cover up huge, massive cracks, and then we think, yeah, we'll be fine. We're going to go in, and because all fans want to believe that something good will come of whatever's happening at United. Even now with Carrick, you kind of let yourself go and you start thinking, maybe, just maybe, Carrick might be the one. Maybe he might come in and he might, give the players some confidence that's needed. He might actually improve the formation and the system and get these players playing. But I hate to break it to you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But these United players have played under numerous managers. This is not the first time we've seen them play. They're not new to this. They've played under numerous managers, and they've got numerous managers sacked for their displays. Their displays. Not the manager. Look, the manager can only do so much. He puts the players out, and the players have to do the rest of the talking on the pitch. And even this season, you would argue that the players have let down another manager in Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim said it time and time again. Look, I train with the team. They train really well. I send them out, but they just do not perform like I'm expecting them to. I don't know why that is. And he alluded to the fact that, look, I just feel like the team are just not confident. They're psychologically not strong enough. We've heard that from many managers now. Even Fletcher, who literally came in for 2 games, turned around and told everybody that actually these guys are not psychologically strong enough. They're fragile, I think he used the word. Fragile. And that was after 2 games. He worked out that this team is simply not good enough. Now, will a world-class manager come in and be able to change things? Possibly. But the problem with a world-class manager coming in, like Enrique or like Ancelotti or even Tuchel, they're not going to just look downwards. They're not going to just look at the players and say, right, I'll change things with the players. They're going to look upwards as well, to the board, to Wilcox, to Barada, to Jim Ratcliffe, and they're going to demand things from them. They're going to say, well, look, yes, you've brought me in, but I'm not satisfied with this squad. I want changes. I want players. I want new players. And what are INEOS going to do then? Have INEOS got a plan for it? I don't think they have. Have INEOS got a plan to bring in a world-class manager and then say, we're not going to bring you the signings that you want. We're not going to back you like we didn't back Ruben Amorim. And whatever your thoughts were on Ruben Amorim, and look, I was highly critical of Ruben Amorim and his win rate and his style of play and what he was doing at United. But even I have to admit, he was not backed by INEOS. So if you're really going to point fingers, you'll turn around and point fingers at INEOS, because they're the ones who brought him in. They're the ones who promised him the world, and they brought him in and they didn't give him anything. They let him drown. They watched him slowly drown throughout the season without the players that he wanted, without the midfielders that he wanted. And now they've brought in Carrick, and they've essentially given him the same team and said, do what you can do and qualify for the Champions League. Arguably a manager who's got less experience than Ruben Amorim. Of course he's got less experience. He's won nothing. Ruben Amorim at least could say, look, I'm a winner. So they expect a lesser manager in Carrick, and that's no offence to him, but he is, to do better than a proven winner. Does not make any sense. Does not make any sense. They just let Ruben drown. And I am a critic of Ruben. So don't look at me and think, oh, right, he's Ruben hammering in. He's a Ruben hammering in guy. So, leave him out. He's a Man United fan who wanted Ruben hammering in, because right now, there's a complete divide between the Ruben hammering ins and the Ruben hammering outs. And it's just, as soon as you mention your Ruben hammering out, you get the Ruben hammering in crowd saying, you're a bloody idiot. You're a bloody idiot. Why did you want him sacked? And then if you say you're a Ruben hammering in man, and you get the same criticism back, you're a bloody idiot. You're a bloody idiot. Why do you want Ruben hammering in? And you can't win. But whatever the situation is, you've got to accept which either side of the fence that you have landed on. You've got to accept INEOS are the culprits. They're the ones who didn't back him. They're the ones who didn't go out there and get him his midfielder in the summer. This isn't about January transfer window. This goes way back. And if you watch Ruben Amorim's press conferences, he says it immediately. He says it as soon as we start losing early on in the season. And he says to the press, you do not know what I know. And if you read between the lines, he's essentially saying, look, I wanted a bloody midfielder. We were looking at Baleba. I'd actually requested Baleba. He requested a midfielder before a striker. He wanted a midfielder. That was his priority, a midfielder. And he never got one. And then we're all sat here now saying, oh, well, he got the sack because he didn't win enough games. And let's be honest, there's some games that we've played that were a thin line between success and failure. We could have won very easily lots of these games that we've ended up drawing or losing because we've not had the right players in the right positions. He's been playing Bruno Fernandes in the centre mid position. In the real world, would he have been playing that? If he had a Baleba or Anderson, would he have been playing Bruno Fernandes in that position? Probably not. Probably not. You'd like to think he wouldn't, right? You'd like to think Bruno would have been playing further up the pitch. And someone like Baleba or Anderson would have gone into that position. So he never got the backing. But my question to INEOS is, right, you're talking the talk now. You're saying, yeah, Carrick's interim manager, and then we're going to bring in someone like Tuchel or Enrique or, Ancelotti. But what do you bloody think these managers will come in and say to you? Do you think they're going to say, right, okay, yeah, brilliant. I'll cook with this team. Yeah, Casemiro, yeah, brilliant. Ugarte, yeah, world class. Right, yeah, perfect. Luke Shaw, thumbs up for that one. Yeah, brilliant. Harry Maguire, spot on. World class, world class. Oh my God, Dalot, oh, come on. Please, stop. You're giving me too many top players here. Dalot, what? He's too good. He's too good. I'm cheating right now. He's cheating. Like playing Dalot is like cheating. Stop it. Of course they're not going to say that. Of course these managers are going to come in and say, right, okay, I need a complete revamp. I want a whole new squad. I'm not happy with any of these players. Yeah, they're going to keep the youngsters. Yes, they'll keep Haven. They'll keep Lemons. They'll keep Ahmad. They'll keep Mbumo. And they'll keep Sesko. But the rest of them will be up for grabs. The rest of them will be, right, okay, you might have to leave, guys. You might have to leave. I can't see Enrique. Look, Enrique came in and he went to PSG. And look what he did there. He got rid of the top players. Arguably, we were sat there thinking, what's he doing? Mbappe, he's happy for Mbappe to leave. He's happy for Neymar, on all of them. He got rid of all the prima donnas. And he said, right, off you go. I'm going to build a team here. And that's what he did. He got players in there who actually worked for him. But he was given that authority. But we've already heard by Ruben Amorim and now by INEOS that they don't want a manager. So how do they expect someone like Enrique or Tuchel to come in? Because they'll want control. They want control. And I keep saying this. And I'm hearing today all the news about, oh, right, okay, look, do you know what? United are going to looking at these top managers. Give it a rest. Absolute bullshit. They just talk rubbish. They're trying to, again, gaslight us into thinking that INEOS know what they're doing. INEOS don't have a bloody clue what they're doing. They don't have a clue where they're going, who they're going to bring, and it's certainly not going to be these top managers that we're talking about. It's not. And I've heard it from many people. I've had questions, saying, Oh, Travis, do you think INEOS are going to bring in, who do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be Tuchel or Enrique or Ancelotti? And I'm thinking, what are you on? What are you on? Have you not seen what they've just done with Ruben Amorim? Have you not seen the evidence that they've presented? I mean, it's just horrific what they've done to United. And it's not that they've just been here like just a short time. INEOS have been here long enough to stamp their authority on what's going on. They've had control of the footballing side of things for long enough to say, all right, okay, you've not done a good enough job. You've not done a good enough job. You're in fact worse than the bloody Glazers. I mean, who would have thought that? Who would have thought that we could get worse than the Glazers? But guess what? INEOS came up and thought, right, no, we can do better. We can do better. Let us have a try. Let us have a try. We will outdo the Glazers. We'll screw the club over even further. That's what it's like. That's what it's like with INEOS right now. It's like, oh yeah, the Glazers were too nice to the club. You know, they didn't cut costs as much as we are. Oh, yeah, look at us. We're the proper billionaires. I know how to cut costs. I know how to get rid of jobs at Old Trafford. I know how to get rid of staff. I know how to cut costs and get rid of the lunches at Carrington. You know what's crazy is United are just all about fake news. It's all fake news. It's all propaganda. It's all PR stuff. They spent 50 million on Carrington yesterday. I was reading something about how Newcastle have spent over 200 million pounds on their training ground. Over 200 million. You know, compared to United's 50 mil, and yeah, and they're raving on about it like they've done something like no one else can achieve in the world of football. I mean, if you go across to Barcelona and Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, their facilities have been insane for many, many years. It's not all of a sudden that they've built these and they're improving them. They're still not satisfied. Yet United, on the other hand, are just like, yeah, look, we've spent 50 million on Carrington, and so you should all bow down to us and say, thank you, INEOS, you're the greatest owners ever. And look, it doesn't work like that, because we get to compare what United are doing with other clubs. We get to see firsthand what the club across the city is doing. Man City have just gone and signed Semenyo right under our noses. Right when we were talking it up and saying, you know, Ruben Amorim had a meeting with him and had lunch with him, and United were weighing up, going for him, and there was interest, and United actually offered him something, and it never went through, and he chose City. I bet you, I can guarantee you, sooner or later we're going to find out that there was no offer on the table for Semenyo. There was no offer. Semenyo didn't reject United because there was no offer. Semenyo went to City because City were the ones who were firmly giving him something to look at. I don't think United ever offered him something concrete. I just don't. I will want to see that. And even if they did, even if they agreed personal terms with him, they never approached Bournemouth. They never made it a two-horse race. It was always City, and City always from start. United never were on the scene. So to claim that, oh yeah, we were going to drop a cool 65 mil in January for Semenyo, it's just absolute bullshit. We are a club that are penny pinching, and we're not going to do that. So coming back to the managerial spot at the end of the season, I still don't rule out Southgate. I really don't. I would not be surprised if INEOS go and get Southgate. In fact, my number one concern is that they give the job to Carrick. Okay, that's my number one concern. I believe that there's still an outside chance that they give it to Carrick. If Carrick has a decent season, out of the 17 games he's in charge, if he wins 10, that's a pretty good rate. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I think there's a danger of them saying, wow, Carrick's the man. Give him the job. And I think lots of fans also will get taken in by that as well. That short-term success. We've done it before. They're going to watch it and they're going to be like, wow, yeah, Carrick's the guy. And then whether we qualify for Champions League or not, that's a different matter altogether. But even if we don't qualify for the Champions League and Carrick has a decent run with this team, I believe lots of fans will get on into the camp of, yeah, let's keep Carrick. Let's keep Carrick at United. That's what's going to happen. That's how I foresee things anyway. So it all depends on, obviously, Carrick. If he has a complete shambles of a time with United, which is possible as well. You know, we've seen what these players can do. They can reach way down that gutter, man. They can really go down, man. Every time you think, nah, they can't get any worse. These players, they say, oh yes, we can. Oh yes, we can get worse. Nah. This is shambles. No way can United play shitter than they're already doing. Oh yes, we can. That's what we get from the players. Oh yes, we can. Now you're really testing us. Now we're really going to play shit. So again, I don't know what they're going to be like with Carrick, whether they're going to improve or whether they're going to go even further down the depths of the gutter, right? I'm not sure. But if he doesn't, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what INEOS are going to do in that scenario, whether they're going to be like, right, we have to see it out now and just, call, right off the season. And that is true as well. There might be there's already talk about writing off the season in some quarters, not, of course, with Wilcox, who firmly believes that United can go and get Champions League because his job's on the line. That's why. Let's be honest, he's the one who got rid of Ruben Amorim. So if United do worse off and don't qualify for Champions League, fingers will be pointed at Wilcox and most possibly Jim Ratcliffe. Let me play something for you guys, but before I do that, I just want to head off to the chat, see who's logged on and who's letting their comments known. It's Temes, welcome mate, Anderson, Cornet, Neves, Adeyemi, Schlotterbeck to United is better for next season. Please, INEOS, make plans. Man, I like that list. I do like that list. I like the names on that list. It's a great shopping list. Problem is, you're going to the wrong shop. You know, you're going to the wrong bank, shall we say? You know, INEOS is not a bank that gives. INEOS is a bank that takes. Thank you very much. You're not going to get any signings from INEOS. I think even come the summer, I don't think Anderson's going to end up at United, even though United have got him on top of their shopping list. You know, because unfortunately, there's lots of other clubs who are already making strides, who have already made contact with Anderson, and they're already lining things up. You know, they've got concrete offers to make. They've got concrete projects to provide Anderson with and say, look, you join our club, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. United and INEOS, we ain't going shit. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going anywhere. We still sat here, guys. We're not moving. You know, we got no future plan. I mean, we took a week to employ our interim manager. That's our planning for you guys. That's our planning. Real Madrid took, I think, 3 minutes from the time of announcing Alonso getting sacked and getting the new manager in, or interim manager. We took a whole bloody week. That tells you the difference between ownerships, right? We are a complete joke. Sean says, criminal not signed in midfield in the summer. Yeah, absolutely agree. Perfect comment. Brilliant comment. Comment of the day. I think that needs some applause. That needs some applause, right? Because I'm going to be honest with you. It's crazy. It is crazy not signing a midfielder in the summer. Yes, we couldn't get Blaber, but that doesn't mean that he was the only midfielder available anywhere across Europe, right? Or across the world. We could have still gone out there and got another midfielder. Why didn't we? Why didn't we go out there and get another midfielder? Surely you'd had a shortlist. You had a shortlist of midfielders. Surely Blaber wasn't the only midfielder there. So, yeah, it's absolutely criminal, and we should not forgive INEOS for it. We should not be, like, making excuses for them and saying, oh, yeah, INEOS, they wanted Blaber and they didn't get him, so they had to wait on and think, right, okay, we'll go next season again. Bullshit. We're making excuses. Any other club would have said, right, we're not getting Blaber, let's go somewhere else. Let's go shopping. I'd rather not have Carrick or Southgate, but if I had to pick, I'd have Carrick. Yeah, man, it's a lesser of two evils, of course. I mean, Southgate is an absolute like he talking about criminals. Yeah, he's got some he's committed some crimes against football, man. That guy, I swear, it's been the football that I watched him play, horrendous. He's made one of the best England teams look crap, right? The players that he had at his disposal, and he made them look absolutely rubbish. And I just felt like, no, I don't want any of that at United. Thank you very much. I'd rather stick with Carrick. Yes, Carrick, for me right now, he can do a job. Do I think he's the answer? No, I don't. Do I think we're going to be, at the end of the season any better with Carrick? No, I don't. Unfortunately, that's my take. I like to be proven wrong, though. I would like to be proven wrong. I really do hope that he does go and, win 10 out of 17 games or whatever, yeah? And I hope he does qualify for Champions League. I really do want to have something to look forward to and something to cheer this team on with. Like, okay, look, we're going into the end of the season and we're fighting for Champions League spots. Yeah, brilliant. Do I think it's going to be an uphill struggle with the current squad? Yes. Do I think he's going to be able to turn things around? I don't think so. How many managers have tried and failed? Top managers. We've had Mourinho, we've had Solskjaer, we've had some really good managers. Ruben Amorim as well. But he's not been able to get the best out of the players. And I don't know whether Carrick's going to be able to do that either. So come the summer, will we be able to bring a new manager? Yes. But is that the answer? No, it's not. Absolutely not. I don't think that is the answer. Now, I wanted to... just bring a few things up. So this is Carrick in training today. He's having an intense discussion here with Manuel Ugarte, explaining to him how what a football looks like. He's stood there. He's like, right, you do know what a football looks like, right? You know that it's a round object that we're kicking about. That is what you need to kick. Yeah, that's what you need to go and get, right? That's what he's telling Ugarte there. He's quite interesting, intense there. But there's some happy faces as well. I'm not gonna lie. Look, there's Johnny Evans is back in the house. Johnny Evans is back, and Bruno looks like a very happy chappy there, which is nice. Look, it's nice to see our captain happy. I don't want to see him upset. So that was good. I think that looks good. We've got Leacher as well there. Leacher looks well, let me get a better picture of Leacher. Leacher, is that? No, that's not. I saw a picture of Leacher somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, there's Leacher. There's Leacher in training as well with the new assistant coach there that Carrick's brought in. Yeah, looks like they're working hard, but we've always heard that they work hard in training, right? We always know that these guys work really hard in training. One thing, though, that is positive, and I was really happy to see, was these two chaps. Yes, we got these two guys back training at United, at Carrington, and it's a sight for sore eyes, isn't it? How much have we missed these two? I mean, our attacking threat has been through these two for some time, and yes, I was so pleased seeing Ahmad and Mbeumo back. And we've just actually had news of the AFCON. I think Senegal have knocked out Egypt, so that's great news. Well, great news. I thought Senegal deserved it. Sadio Mane still cooking, scoring a goal to take his team through. And then we've got Morocco against who is it? Morocco against, I can't remember now. Who is it? Morocco against... No, I can't remember. Yeah, whoever it is, I think Morocco will beat and go through. So Maz will still be out there. I don't feel like he's coming back anytime soon. Anyway, I wanted to play this clip for you guys. This clip is of Carvin. Is it Carvin? Yeah, I forgot his full name, man. I apologize. But firstly, I apologize because I like this guy. He's the only one of any mainstream media journalist that I can actually confidently say has been the only one who's called out the Glazers consistently and called out the ownership at United. INEOS, whatever you want to call it. He's the only one who's consistently called it out like it is. And I appreciate that because there's many journalists out there who refuse to call out what INEOS and the Glazers are doing to our beloved club. Let's watch this. It's about a minute long, but it's sensational. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I'll put on the... I'll put it on and let's go for it. This is wicked, man. I think
there are deeper structural problems at United. I think Michael Carrick, fantastic player, but the bottom line is United are kicking the can down the road. We're going to be in this situation again in the summer, where if you're a United fan, you are going to have to put your faith and trust in INEOS, who are running the club at the moment, picking the right person to be the new manager. It's another wasted season, and it's sad to see a club as big as Manchester United, unless you're a Manchester City fan or a Liverpool fan
or a Leeds fan
or a Chelsea fan.
They love it. They love what's going
through
on.
what they're going through at the moment. But it's been going on for a long time. I've said it before. I personally think it doesn't matter who's in charge, who's the manager, who's the head coach, who's the interim head coach. I've been saying it for 20 years and I'm bored of saying it. The problems at Manchester United are to do with the ownership model at the club. Personally, I think unless that changes, nothing is going to change.
Bullseye, bullseye, perfect. I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, I've not been saying it for 20 years, but, I've been saying it for many years, that unless the ownership structure, model, whatever you want to call it, does not change at this club, we are arguing about rubbish. We're arguing about what what colour we should put on the wall when the house around us has burnt down. That's what we're doing. As fans, we're complaining about, what colour should we paint this wall? I think it should be red. Oh, no, I think it should be green. Oh, no, I think it should be yellow. And we're arguing that point. And there's no foundations to this house. The house around us has collapsed. And yet we can't see it. We still cannot see what's going on. These guys, the ownerships of United, have completely destroyed the club. And something has to be done. We must stop this. And look, I'm happy because I'm seeing the 1958 group coming out saying that they're going to protest. They're going to come out and do things at United. They're going to come out and obviously protest and try to make the message go wide and clear that we're not happy with the ownership. But INEOS are clever. I'm just going to say it like it is, man. INEOS are clever. The Glazers were shit at PR. They were awful. They were not good. They were Americans, right? They were Americans. Americans don't have a clue how to handle the larger population, the fan base of football clubs, right? They're not used to football clubs. They don't know what makes football fans tick. They're used to American football and the fans there, and we're not like that. Football fans are different. Once you start supporting a club, that's it. You're a lifer. You don't support anybody else. You don't chop and change. And it's definitely not a day out for the family. When you go and watch United, it's not, all right, let's just go out, have some drinks, have some sandwiches and chill out. It's not one of those days. You're there to support the team. You're there to see them win. You are giving everything over to make sure they win. You're passionate. It's different. The Glazers don't understand that. They don't understand this passion, this loyalty that fans have for their club. And do you know what? They brought in INEOS. And INEOS are really good. They're good, man. They're a PR machine. They know how to control the agenda. They know how to control the narrative. And they know exactly what will make fans switch off or switch on. So right now, getting rid of Ruben, they know they've done a bad thing. They know Wilcox is in deep shit. They know they have to watch their back. They know they have to walk and tread very carefully because United fans are pissed off. United fans are pissed off because we've had 14 months of wasted time. 14 months of hope gone down the pan overnight with Ruben Amorim. All those lies told by INEOS, telling us they know what they're flipping doing. They don't know anything. Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit, and everything that they've called out and said is absolute rubbish. So, look, when someone like that calls it out, I'm glad. I'm glad that someone can actually call it out. And INEOS are telling us that, oh, Carrick's going to sort it out. Oh, we're going to bring in another top manager and he's going to sort out everything. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Just as, like we've heard, it's not about the manager. It's never been about the manager. The manager is one piece of the bigger jigsaw. And if we cannot get the whole of the jigsaw in order, what the flip are we going to do with one bloody piece called the manager? You know, it just does not make any sense. Does not make any sense. So what he dropped, I watched that and I was like, oh my God, everything is on point. Everything is what you want to hear. Will that make any difference to INEOS? Unfortunately not, man. Unfortunately not. You know, these guys are billionaires and they're superhuman. They're better than us. They're superhuman. They're no better than us. They're no better than us. They're much more intelligent. Their IQ's much higher than us because they're billionaires, and you know they deserve better. They're the chosen humans, right? We're just common folk who support a club. We don't know anything about Man United. So Jim knows more. Jim knows more, man. Jim can fix it, isn't it? That's the line, isn't it? Jim can fix it, or Jim can't fix it, isn't it? That's what we're saying, but he thinks he can fix it. Let me go to the chats. Let me see what everyone else is saying. And Jim says, it's like deja vu. Last summer, we were saying in January, we don't know if we are getting a Champions League. So can I ask players to come to us, and it's happening again? Oh, so we can't ask players to come to us, and it's happening again. Yeah, man, this is it. It's Groundhog Day. Exactly. Them are my thoughts exactly, Jim. I've been thinking that all day today because I've been sat there listening to news about this club making that signing, this club looking at this player, and, you know, there's some transfers here, transfers there, and we're just standing still, aren't we? Because, oh yeah, we're at that same crossroads again. It's like we go around in circles. So we've come back to that same crossroads again about, oh, we can't really plan for the future because we don't know where we're going. Who the F is at fault for not knowing where we're going? Oh, yeah, it's INEOS because they're at the flipping steering wheel. They've got the steering wheel in their hand. And it's not the manager. It's never been the manager who drives everything. It's the owners. Barry says Mr. Bean could manage United. Absolutely. Thank you, Barry. Finally, we're getting some fans on who actually can call it like it is. And I like that, Barry, because I don't want fans to get disillusioned by what INEOS are telling everybody about, oh, the manager's really key to all of this process. And without a manager in place, you know, you can't run this club. And he's going to change everything. He's going to improve everything overnight. A good manager coming in, it doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't work like that. Bloody hell, Sky Sports News is brilliant. Why didn't we realise that we need owners to go? What a revelation. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. I mean, do you know what? What's shocking, Jim, is this. You very rarely hear it, though. You very rarely hear it. I mean, I was even shocked that this guy's got airtime. I mean, I was shocked they didn't cut him off halfway through and said, shut up, right? Okay, because, you know, Sky Spooks are in cahoots with United and INEOS and the Glazers. How many times have you heard anyone come out and say the Glazers need to go from mainstream media or from any press agency or anyone big? Nobody dares come out and say, oh, the Glazers are a complete shit show. The Glazers have done nothing for United. Nobody comes and says that. And there's a reason. There's a reason, because I feel like, look, no one dares. No one dares call them out because they don't want to lose the privileges of having access to Man United, getting that, interview with one of the players or the manager. And Sky Sports are the same. But yeah, that's my take on it, guys. Yeah, I think we're not bringing in a top manager. We're Far from it. Far from it. We'll be lucky if even someone like a lower level manager, I'm talking about, the ones below, Areola or Glasner, or one of those come in and accept the a job. I even think someone like De Zerbi, these guys won't even accept it. Even they will be like, well, look, you know what? Nah, we want control. We want to dictate our own bloody future. You're not going to bring me in and make me look like a bloody idiot, right? I lose my stock if I come in and you guys tell me, oh, this is what you're going to play like. Wilcox comes in and says, by the way, I know you've managed the club for about 10 years and you've got lots of experience behind you, but I think you should play 4-2-3-1 or whatever it is. A 4-3-3 formation, and I think you should play him here and him there and this and that, and I'll dictate which players you need and which players you need to get rid of. I mean, no manager worth anything would accept that. I don't think they would anyway. I mean, I wouldn't, and I'm not even a manager, and I wouldn't like that because I know I'd get the sack. If things go wrong, I'm going to get the sack. So why would I listen to next man about what is going to happen with me or my future? Anyway, guys, make sure you hit the like, make sure you subscribe. Or you don't have to subscribe, but you can subscribe so you can watch more content like this when next time you're online. But anyway, leave it there. I'll be back tomorrow with an update of what Carrick's up to and what we're going to be doing in readiness for Man City, because let's be honest, it's going to be